Serious, what stole your joy? Why do you not have the same zest for life that you once did? Let me preface that while at the moment I don't have a lot of joy, I have a lot of hope. Spouse was diagnosed with cancer 6 years ago. Cancer-free, but still dealing with the effects of radiation and chemo on their body. Surgery number 3 is in 10 days. 6-week recovery. Oldest child who did not cope with the cancer tried to unalive themselves 5 times. 3 times in 6 weeks. In a better place now, but had to be in residential treatment for over a year. Take care of your mental health, people. Father has dementia and no longer knows who I am. Can only visit for about 30 minutes or so before he starts getting anxious about a stranger in the house. Sometimes I call and he complains about the kids who never call. I have a lot of guilt I can't be there for him as much as I want to. But between spouse and child there's only so much of me. 50 and no retirement, see bullets number 1 and number 2, sidebar Cygna sucks fetid donkey bollocks. Still a lot of medical debt. Also owe Uncle Sam due to a miscalculation on a W-4. Spouse's job may not pay for all of recovery time and upcoming surgery will add to the debt. We are already month to month with expenses. So, a lot of pressure and I feel like I've been in survival mode for 6 years. Hard to have joy right now, but as I said, I have hope. One of my strongest comic book memories from my childhood was when Spider-Man had to do CPR on Flash Thompson and told him you don't quit until 10 minutes after you're dead, Flash. I've gone back to that scene a lot. Just gotta keep doing the next right thing. In that time I found the best job I've ever had with an incredible culture. We are closer than ever as a family, and we have food on the table and a roof. I refuse to be a victim of life's circumstances. Edit. Thank you to everyone who chimed in and offered support. It helped more than you know. Sometimes I have trouble recognizing just how much we've been through as a family, because when you're in the shit so long, sometimes you learn to ignore the stink, boiling frog syndrome or something. I don't feel like a hero, or a strong person. Just trying to do the next right thing. These comments kind of propped me up today. Thanks, internet strangers. EDIT2, something just occurred to me. It's a lesson I have learned from all this. I have had friends talk to me and be reluctant to share something they were going through because it's nothing like what you are going through. Listen, pain is pain. The circumstances that cause that pain cannot be judged by anyone other than the person who walked through them. Don't ever think someone else is going through something so bad, you can't be real or minimize your struggle. If I can ever be the person today I needed then, please reach out. Incurable, inoperable brain cancer at 36. Edit, diagnosed at 34, not 36. Loss. I lost my dad to cancer. This set off a lot of issues with my mom, depression, alcoholism, medicine abuse, and I was in a different city far away doing my master thesis. I was 23 and I don't have any siblings. It broke me. I used to go around with a smile on my face by default, but that disappeared. I've found lots of joy afterwards, but it sure was an experience I still suffer from. Knowing bad people win. Not like in movies I enjoy watching. Heroes are silenced or killed early on and the scummiest die peacefully getting away with everything. Chronic illness. Edit, and chronic pain. Deleted. I got into a car accident in March that I thought I walked away from with no injuries. 2 days later my head started bobbing and I couldn't make it stop. Turns out I suffered some brain damage and developed a neurological disorder called cervical dystonia. Now I'm in constant pain, my head looks like it was screwed on wrong, I can't look at anything without rolling my shoulders forward so I look like a hunchback, and it's so embarrassing. No one's ever heard of dystonia, so I know when people look at me they wonder what TF is wrong with me. It's completely dehumanizing and I feel like a monster. As if it wasn't bad enough that I'm in excruciating pain. All because of a fender bender. I just lay in bed all day now. Edit, thank you all for the well wishes, it warms my heart. As for treatments, I am hopeful that something will work, but I'm currently in between neurologists because I had to move unexpectedly. The last one was about to start me on Botox and physical therapy, and I had to wait several months for an opening because they were the only ones in the area that took my insurance. But I'll find a new one, and see what they can do for me. I am not without hope, and the fact that so many people care really brightened my day. I turned my hobby into my profession. Now I don't have a hobby anymore and I enjoy doing what I do less now that I need to do it in order to get money. My mum died and it all went to shit. My spouse died of cancer. Literally nothing holds joy anymore. Life consists of waiting for it to be done. Work. It no longer satisfies. It's just a means to an end. I used to like working, but now it's just a meat grinder. 14 years until I retire. Being blind. Realizing no matter how good I become at something, able-bodied people will and are better. Realizing that I can be amazing something and never get anything more than you are good for a blind person. I lost my wife to cancer in 2019. We had been together for 34 years. She was my best friend, the love of my life. We raised a family together and had big plans for when the kids moved out. We were going to travel and do all sorts of fun stuff together, just the two of us. She passed right before COVID hit. I went through the entire lockdown by myself in a town with no family and no real friends. We could have spent so much time together. Now that things are getting back to normal, I have no idea what I'm going to do with my life. End number X200B. Edit. Wow, thank you. I posted this thinking it was more of a message in a bottle, then had to walk away from Reddit for a few days. I'm absolutely floored by the response. All I can add is that I'll be okay. She made me promise that I wouldn't do anything stupid, that I would be there for our children. I intend to keep that promise. Spouse and 3 kids died in an accident. People said it would take time to feel joy again, but it's been over a decade now without much change. I enjoy little things from day to day now, but there's no larger point anymore. Life is mostly just a chore. Learning that no one but myself can make me happy, and that I'm not able to do this. Also having tried to fit in for such a long time that I'm just burned out. What is the most dangerous thing people don't realize is all that dangerous? The pin setters in a bowling alley. They are well over 1,000 pounds of mechanized death by steel and moving belts. Some of the scariest moments of my life have been me running/slapping the 6 between me and the emergency shut-off behind the front desk as a toddler runs, slipping and sliding, down the lane while their parents or guardians are laughing by the table because they thought it was cute. Even experienced pin setter mechanics have been crushed to death during scheduled maintenance. Pin setters are machines of convenience, entertainment, and death. Passengers should never rest their feet on the dash of the car, because when the airbag does its thing, it has only one way to go. Several terrible things can happen at this point. 1. Your knees get pushed into your face, and I won't paint that picture. Or, 2. Your hips are dislocated. Ice/black ice is extremely dangerous. My grandpa was putting salt down after an ice storm the day after Christmas. My dad was in town visiting and insisted Grandpa stay off the ice. Grandpa fell right in front of my dad, hit his head hard. Woke up once in the hospital when my grandma was by his side, and then passed. When I see those fail videos of people slipping on ice, I cringe. The ocean. One change of the tide and you can be a goner if you're not paying attention. Using non-ladder objects to reach things out of reach. Getting in and out of a wet shower or bathtub. Have garage door openers been mentioned yet? Pressure washers. The more powerful ones can inject water into you through your skin if you put a body part too close to the nozzle. Stress. Using rocks from a river to make a fire pit. Tripping. The human body has weirdly perfect proportions for killing itself from an uncontrolled fall onto a hard surface. Drunken scuffle. Friends messing about. Navigating a dark apartment. Getting in and out of the shower. Hurrying up or down stairs. Any of these that result in your head falling from about standing height and hitting the floor or concrete or a rock can very well kill you or somebody else. Lots of people have had their lives ruined by this, as they either caused someone to fall, fell themselves, or had a close family member fall. One bad fall in a drunk fight turns it from a scuffle to manslaughter. Bright colors in the wild. Don't go near. If you set the headrest in your car too low, it can break your neck during a car crash. It shouldn't even be called a headrest. It should be called a head stop. It can act as a wedge during whiplash, breaking your neck on the return swing. The middle of the headrest should be aligned with your ears. This is particularly important for women who often set it too low, so it doesn't cause discomfort when their hair is tied in a ponytail or a bun. Edit. Lots of people are saying this sucks for tall people. Yeah, I'm 6 feet 7 inches and I'm aware. I highly recommend checking out Doug DeMoro on YouTube before buying a car. He is 6 feet 3 inches if I recall correctly. That will give you a good indication about how well you'll fit in the car you're looking at. Petrol/gasoline. I have seen so many videos of people trying to transport it in plastic bags, or buckets. It is incredibly volatile, even a small amount can instantly turn into a mini inferno. Carrying a gallon of the stuff in a plastic bag is insanity. Being knocked out. I guess a lot of people know that it is dangerous, but probably a good amount don't. We see it in movies all the time. People punched in the head with fists, chairs, pistols etc. then they wake up somewhere else, with maybe a minor headache but are pretty much good to go. I am not a doctor, but I can only assume that sustaining head trauma that is enough to render you unconscious is something pretty serious. You have to go to a hospital after something like that, you don't just walk it off. Also, fighting in general is quite dangerous, yet you see people getting in physical altercations all the time, for minor things. I have seen a video in my hometown where one guy punches another in the head, who then falls down back on his head and just starts twitching. There is a very good chance that the guy just ruined his own life and the life of the other dude. And for what? Because he looked at him funny or something. What are you fucking sick of? Going through cancer treatment? I have had enough. Chemotherapy appointments, PET scans, worrying, sad face. This fucking tinnitus. Verbal abuse. I'm a veterinary nurse at a charity practice and we all get shouted at and outright threatened far too often, despite treatment being free. The cost of living, barely having any money at the end of the month after paying mortgage, grocery, electricity, and gas. Political ads. Being sick. I have chronic nausea and migraines. I just want to eat something/anything/ without risking throwing up, and go a week without another terrible headache. Cleaning this fucking apartment. It's just dishes, vacuuming, laundry, etc. every single day forever. Responding to r/AskReddit posts because I have no friends and nothing better to do. Edit. I'm not sure whether it's a good thing or bad thing that so many people relate to this. Being drowsy all the fucking time. Surviving instead of thriving. Littering. It's pure laziness. Put it in your pocket, bag, whatever, just bin it when you can. Ads. My mind making me feel guilty about making big purchases. The price of rent being too goddamn high.